In this video, I am presenting a new software product for data analytics. It's a standalone product that can be used in any database. This product has three distinct features. The first feature is report model building. The second one is report building from models. And the third is using the reports. This video focuses on the second feature, that is report building. The report builder presents a list of report models from which users can create a variety of reports without having any technical knowledge. Models are created by the model builder feature of the software. In this demonstration, first we will see how reports are created from a sales reporting model. We will now start building a report. What you are now seeing on the screen is the report builder. In the first step, I have to select a report model. Here I have selected sales sold as the report model. After selecting the model, click on the button search. You can see a list of folders are listed in the lower block. Each folder has a list of fields below it. To see the fields, open the folder by clicking on the plus sign at the left side of the folder name. I open the periods folder. Now you can see the fields under the periods folder. From the periods folder, we will choose the month code by clicking on the right arrow at the left side of the field name. When a field is selected, that will be shuttled to the report columns block. From the periods folder, we will select only one field. Next, from the organizations folder, we will select the store name. From the products folder, we will select the category description. From the sales folder, we will select revenue and cost. Now you are seeing 5 fields selected for our report. Just to see a simple output of the selected fields, you only need to click on the Run Report button. I am clicking on the Run Report button and you can now see the report output. Notice that the fields are listed in the same order in which they are listed in the report builder block. The totals of the value columns are displayed at the extreme bottom row. This is the simple tabular report. We will close this output window. Next, we will try to make some changes in the report columns. The month code we will change to only month. The store name we will change to only store. The category description we will change to only category. Also, I will reorder the column by moving the category field above the store. Now you are seeing the category is above the store. That is, the column order is changed. Let us see what impact it makes on the report output. We click on the Run Report button. You can see the made changes are reflecting on the report output. The field names are changed. The column order also is changed. There is no other difference in the report output. We close the output window. And now we will try to add filter conditions for our report. Below the report columns block, you can see a data filter block. This data filter block has 3 fields: column, operator, and value. The column field will show a list of all fields that belongs to the selected report model. From the list, you can select any field to specify a condition irrespective of whether the column is selected in the report or not. Here I select periods.year_id column. Now select the operator equal to and enter the value 2020. This means the report output should show only values relating to 2020 year. We will add one more condition. For adding one more condition, we need a next row. We can create a blank row by clicking on the green plus sign. I click on the green plus sign, a new row is added. Now this time, the second condition, we will specify that the months should be limited to Jan, Feb and March. For specifying such a condition, I select the column periods.month code. As we have to specify multiple values. The operator cannot be equal to, you have to select the operator limits value by. When we have to enter multiple values, it must be enclosed in brackets. So I open bracket and now we can type the values. One more thing that you should notice is that if the value is text, then it must be enclosed within double quotes. So I enter the month names within double quotes. Jan 20, comma, Feb 20, comma, and March 20. Bracket close. We have now specified 3 months in the second row. That is, the total condition is the year must be 2020 and the months should be only Jan, Feb and March. Let us see whether these conditions will be respected by the report output. I run the report. You can see that the months are now limited to only Jan, Feb and March. I close the report output. Now we will try to add a calculation. For adding a calculation, we need to have a blank row. For adding a blank row, click on the Add Calculation button. A blank row is added as you are seeing. In the first field of column, you have to enter the column label. In the format field, select the number format. That is the comma separation style. You can select either India or US. The number of decimals also you can specify. For the GPM, we will specify 2 decimal places. That means the values should come with 2 decimal places. Now we have to specify the calculation. For specifying the calculation, click on the calculation field. When you click on the calculation field, the calculation builder window will open automatically. I am clicking on the calculation field. You can see a new window is opened. This is the build calculation window. On the right side of the screen, you can see there is guidance to the user how a calculation is to be built. In the case of a GPM calculation, GPM is nothing but the gross profit margin percentage. In that percentage calculation, a division is involved. As you know, in any division, if the divisor happen to be 0, the calculation will error out. To take care of that problem, the software is providing a function named %. So you select that function %. When you select the function percent, the function format, that is parameters associated with the function, will be displayed on the right side of the screen. This percent function has three parameters: numerator, denominator, and value if denominator is 0. So first you add this function to the calculation. Click on the button add. You can see that percent is added to the calculation field. Now one by one we have to add the remaining things. Any function will be enclosed in brackets, so we have to add an open bracket. I selected the open bracket in the element field. Click on the button add, that is move to the calculation column. We need two open brackets, so I select one more open bracket and then click on add. You can see two open brackets here. Next we will select revenue as the column and click on add. Next we will select the element minus, click on the button add. Next we will select the column cost, click on the button add. Now select the close bracket and click on the button add. So now you can see we have specified the first parameter as sales revenue minus cost of sales. After the first parameter, you have to put a comma as a separation mark of parameters. So I select again comma in the elements field and click on the button add. Comma is now added. Next we have to specify the denominator parameter, which is nothing but the sales revenue. So select revenue in the column field and click on the button add. Again select comma in the element block and click on the button add. Comma is now added. So now we have added two parameters. The first one is sales revenue minus cost of sales, and the second parameter is sales revenue. The third parameter is a value of your choice that should be returned by the function when the sales revenue, which is the denominator, is 0. We will enter a value of minus 100 in the constant field and click on the button add. This means if for any record the sales revenue happen to be 0, assign a value of minus 100. To finish the calculation, we have to close the bracket. So select the close bracket in the element field and click on the button add. The calculation is now complete with all the required three parameters. Before finishing, we have to do one more thing, that is to select the summary function of the GPM field. For the GPM, the summary function will be average. Select it and now click on the button finish. You can now see that the calculation what we created in the calculation builder is transferred to the calculation field. Now let us run the report and see whether GPM values are derived using the specified calculation. I click on the button run report. You can see that the GPM values with 2 decimal places are calculated, and at the bottom it is not the total, it is the average of the values, because we specified the summary function as average for the GPM field. For revenue and cost, the summary function stipulated at the report model building is total. So these values are the total of all these values. I close the report output window. Now we will try to create a pivot table report from the same data. For a pivotable report, all the report columns must be classified as column, row, or value. The month field, we will choose column. The store, we will classify as row. Category also we will classify as row. The numerical value fields can be assigned a classification of value only. So for revenue, we selected value. Cost also is value. GPM also is value. So the input required for generating a pivot table report is now complete. Let us run the report and see the output. I click on the run report button and you can see that the report layout is now totally different. It is purely a pivot table. Wherever the pivot classification was column, that is the month, we have specified the pivot classification as column. For such fields, the values will be displayed horizontally from left to right. The row columns will display its values vertically downwards from top to bottom. The row columns, if you specify more than one, automatically the system will create a hierarchy. The store name is the parent for the category. And for each row, each parent row, the report builder creates a subtotal. Here, in the case of Vibgeo restaurant, there are two categories. You can see that the revenue and cost are totaled and the GPM is averaged. Similarly, each row, the totals are displayed at the right side and each column is totaled at the bottom also. So whether a summing is done or averaging is done is based on the summary function assigned to the field. We will now close the output. Next, we will try to create a graph. You can create a variety of chart using this software. This time, I choose the graph type as donut and run the report. You can see that along with the report output, there is a donut graph displayed at the right side of the report. I close the report output window. Now, every time should we do this to generate a report is a question. There is no need to do that. Once when you are satisfied with the report output, you can save it with a specific name. I run the report once again. At the top of the output window, you can see there are 2-3 fields. The first one is the report name. That is the name of the report which the user should see. You can give a heading. This heading will be displayed on the report top. We will give a meaningful name, monthly store sales by category. Here there is a field replace if exists. If you check this checkbox, the system will replace if any report already exists with the name temp. If it does not exist, it will create a new report. And for the first time when you are saving a report, you may not be knowing whether the report exists or not. So without checking this checkbox, just click on the save report. So if it exists, system gives a message like this: a report with the same name exists. So if you are sure that you can replace that report, check the checkbox replace if exists and again click on save report. This time the report saved successfully. This report will be available in the report running window. We will just see how the reports can be directly run by using its name. I close the report output window. I come out of the report builder. We will now go to the run report window. In this window, at the top, there is a field report which is a list. In the list, all the named reports, the names of all the reports, saved reports will be available. We now selected the same temp report which we saved a few minutes ago. As soon as you select the report name, the data filter defined for the report appears automatically. If you want, you can change or you can run it as it is. I run as it is. Click on the button run report. You can see that the same report which we created in the report builder is now on the screen. I have shown you the primary features of the report builder. There are many other advanced features like statistical analysis. You can generate reports using the statistical functions like entile, percentile, top n, entities, predictions, etc. For the time being, I conclude. Thank you.